But in their previous meetings, Joe Perry has been more than competitive against Mark Allen. As we know, it's 5 matches each in terms of the head-to-head. Total frames, very tight also. 43 for Mark Allen, 40 for Joe Perry. Everything suggests this could be keenly contested.
It's always nice, though, to come into a tournament on the back of a win and that confidence. Red to the right corner is obviously on, but in terms of where the cue ball's going, there's other balls in the way, so I don't think he's going to take that one on. It's the most obvious pot. He's looking back at it now. Interesting to see how he plays this. Aiming low on the cue ball. Obviously the black also goes to the right corner. That's what he's playing for, but well, the last thing Joe wanted to leave for the man who's in form at the moment was an easy opener in this first frame.
What's that? Once we get in there, yeah, they'll stay like this now. They'll not move. It's going to be fine. It's been a long time. Yeah. One.
The way he's played this season, although that isn't the best on the incorrect side of the blue, leaving chances for Allen is not recommended. He's made more century breaks in the 2022-23 campaign so far than anyone else. 16 thus far. Barry Hawkins next on the list with 15.
Six. Seven.
Nice crisp pot, nicely on the black, and this is where he excels. The top 3 players in the world, in my opinion, in terms of cue ball control when he gets around this situation, around the pink and black.
40.
Cue ball just does very little mileage.
15.
Just doesn't travel far at all, just keeps excellent close control.
We've just seen Judd Trump record his 5th
26.
consecutive win in the Champion of Champions. Match win, that is.
23.
That's what Mark Allen wants to do this afternoon here. He won in 2020, didn't compete last year. When he lifted the trophy 2 years back, he had a very tough first round match against Scott Donaldson. He was 3-2 down, won 4-3, then went from strength to strength. To such an extent, in his next 3 matches, he beat in turn Ronnie O'Sullivan, Judd Trump and Neil Robertson. You can't get a tougher draw than that, Stephen.
No, it's very impressive. And he is, there's no doubt. And maybe this is a season that he comes of age and proves it. He's always been one of the best players in the world, but just not a consistent enough winner. to be considered as one of the true greats in the game. As I said, the way he started this season, maybe this could be the making of him this season as one of the greats.
He was telling me yesterday he's hardly played any golf this year because he had a case of the shanks. But there's been no miscues, or very few.
That shot was obviously made a lot easier. The fact that the brown was off its spot, plenty of room to go in and out of bulk. Judged it to perfection. But that is a wide.
Mark Allen, 36.
That's what they call a mystery shot.
One. Six. Seven.
Always very neat and tidy, Joe Perry, as a player. He's here because he won the Welsh Open. And en route to capturing that title,
14.
he beat Mark Allen 4-3 in the third round.
$15.
Very good chance of the counter attack here for Joe Perry. Just a little shake of the right arm there. Take him about
20.
say 3 or 4 shots to sort of get that cue arm relaxed and in stroke. Well, I've got over
21.
that now, so now it's just a point of focusing on the job here. Best of sevens, as we say, are short matches, so nice to get a psychological blow in early.
28. $29. $36. $37.
48 years of age now, Joe Perry. In a different era, he would have been considered very much a veteran. These days, being in your 40s is no barrier to success.
44. 45.
He's going to need take the red on the left cushion. Being a right-hander, it obviously doesn't suit him to be on that side of the table. He's not one of those players that can just
52.
swap hands and play it quite easily, so if he's not able to move it, and it's not in a great place to move, he's going to have to play it with a
50.
rest. And a little shake of the head there, careless, left himself straight on the black. If the red went past the pink into this right corner pocket, it'd just be a deep screw to take the cue ball to the left side of the table. But you can see the pink's in the way, so he's going to have to leave a tricky red to the left middle here. And because the red is much more difficult, it's getting an angle in the next colour to get to the last red that's going to be more difficult as well.
60.
So the problems are escalating here, just through that one careless positional shot in the black.
Joe Perry, 60.
It's a good innings, 60, but it's not sufficient to win this frame. Far from it. And worse still, he leaves the table and gives a chance.
One.
You can see Mark Allen being a left-hander. That red is not really a problem for him should he get position on it, but I'm not sure what kind of angle he has in the black to be able to do that. Not a lot of angle at all.
Positionally accepted defeat.
8.
Just wants to put Perry in maximum strife here.
Mark Allen, 8.
This is a kind of situation where Joe Perry really excels. One of the great tactical players in the game today. Yep. Why did I open my mouth, Phil? I always do it, don't I?
One.
At least the yellow isn't ideal. The rest of the balls are, though.
Six.
Never in a month of Sundays did I think that cue ball was going to get there, but it did.
I'm sure Mark Allen wasn't playing for the yellow into this middle pocket. It's just a very acute angle, and it'd been almost an What an unbelievable positional shot. I'm sure he's playing for it into either right middle or the green pocket, trying to get in behind the yellow.
Mark Allen 6.
That's not a good shot though. May find himself behind the brown. His next shot, Mark Allen. Joe Perry can avoid the double kiss. Yellow up and down the table.
Splitting cue ball and object ball on either side of the table. And getting the ping to intervene. An edgy opening frame, this. It was a really weak safety, I thought, from Perry. Got away with it in terms of Allen not potting the yellow, but there's a fluke snooker involved here. As there was, of course, at the tail end of the previous match this afternoon. They can be very useful indeed. That wasn't an easy escape. Perry has to be delighted with the outcome, even though he has left the yellow on. Difficult though it is.
when you get frames like this, the longer this sort of safety battle goes on, it almost puts more pressure. It makes the frame seem more important to win. And it hurts even more when you lose it. It's only the first frame of the match, but because of this little tactical exchange, it's taken on quite a bit of importance to win it. Whoever does will get a huge lift of confidence.
Allen just keeps putting Perry in jail. Look at these colours. I think whoever pots the yellow has to be regarded as a massive favourite. But Perry keeps finding the answers, the escape answers.
Thank you.
He was looking at up and down that shot, Mark Allen, as the two balls were rolling. They've dropped. Lovely for Perry.
Two. Five.
Just taking a peek at the scoreboard, which makes pleasant reading. The brown will be enough.
Nine. Joe Perry, 9.
Someone jumped the gun with the clapping there. Thought the blue was in.
Five. $11.
And the first
On
frame.
the break of 36,
Joe
Mark
Perry.
Allen missed a very surprising red. John Higgins and Mark Williams. Joe Perry also turned professional 30 years ago, and he has a bank of experience that makes him very tough to
Thank you.
beat.
The second frame. Mark Allen to break.
These two have met before in the Champion of Champions in this round. Mark Allen lost the opening frame, ended up winning 4-2. He would love a repeat.
One.
Well, I said we won that last frame.
One.
Huge boost of confidence, and that was a lovely pot from Joe Perry. Stroked it in with great authority. Cued it lovely. And he's found himself with not a bad angle in the brown to left middle to get the cue ball back up the table. Not really sure what he was playing for in that shot, because he's landed in very much in no man's land with the cue ball. I can only assume that he was playing for two reds, the choice of two reds to the right corner, but he's just overhit it by a long way. Yeah, that was
Joe Perry 5.
very poor shot on the brown from Joe after that nice opening red. Disappointed going back to his chair. The way the reds are situated, a real chance to keep the pressure on his opponent.
The red he just took on hit a large chunk of that far jaw, as indeed did the red on the break of 60 in the first frame for Perry. So two shots to middle haven't threatened.
One. Mark Allen, 1.
He displayed an awful lot of patience when he won the Northern Ireland Open recently. Yes, he played superbly at times in that tournament, but at others, he had to dig deep. Most notably against Andy Lee from Hong Kong. Came through that 4-3, but it was a real struggle.
Foul. Mark Allen, 4. One.
That, Stephen, is the kind of shot that gets you going.
Yeah, nice to hear the object ball hitting the back of the pocket, hitting leather. And also not only getting the pot, but getting nicely on the colour. It's giving Mark Allen a chance
6.
in this second frame. He'd be very disappointed the way he broke down in the previous frame, missing that very easy red on 36 when I think everyone
7.
thought he was going to go on and convert in that first frame. So we're putting double the concentration into this effort. Such a great feeling when you're full of confidence, when you think any chance you get the table, you can win the frame at one visit. Two reds either side of the black, and the red near the right corner pocket. They're just making it a little bit awkward. Need to concentrate on the pink at the moment, and possibly the blue. Well, certainly not the pink now. It's gone up onto the green spot. So yeah, it's
19.
This break is not getting any easier. Obviously, when this red goes, the pink can go back in its own spot.
20.
That's what Mark Allen was planning there, playing up for the pink. And he's not gone far enough, so maybe the blue. No, he's gone back to the pink. This one has to be struck well. Yeah, very good. Although, I'm saying that, I thought he was on the red
26.
perfectly, the red below the pink, but there was a little shake of the head. Just enough room, it seems.
27.
Now, as I was saying in the first frame, this is a kind of situation where the cue ball will literally be travelling inches each shot. May not even use the cushions that often here, such as his tight control of the cue ball. Just a little series of stuns and screws.
33. 40.
This is just the product
41.
of hours and hours on the practice table, doing all sorts of routines around the pink and black, honing that cue ball control.
$47. $48.
From his reaction, he believes he got a big bounce there. Now, when we have seen big bounces this week, and we haven't seen too many, it's always been off that particular cushion. Not that it turned out to be any kind of issue.
53. $54.
$60 in front, 59 on. Elementary red to come.
$61.
Allen made 8 centuries in front of our cameras at the British Open.
67.
He made 6 in winning the Northern Ireland Open. And now he's
68.
looking for his first here.
$75. 76.
Stephen, it's a formula that always
83.
works. Knock in a red and then retain position.
84.
Yeah, and Joe Perry will be sat in his chair a little bit frustrated because these could have been his. He was in first. And at this level, you've just got to take these chances, especially in a best of 7.
91.
But it's really been a masterclass
93.
from Mark Allen in cue ball control this break. It really is
96.
striking the ball beautifully. Another kind of long range of cue action for Robertson or Sullivan. Very, very effective in these situations.
$105. $111.
The century maestro of this season adds to his total. Mastery over the white. In the spotlight this afternoon, Joe Perry and Mark Allen. 2 contrasting frames so far. If you're just joining us, Perry won the first, shaded it on the
Thank you,
brown.
the third frame. Joe Perry to break.
But there was nothing tight about the second frame. Mark Allen knocked in a red from distance after Perry had gone in off and made 118. That's why the scores are tied. Perry was up off that break very quickly. He thought he'd caught it too thick. He did, but the cue ball just about limped its way back into baulk anyway.
Excellent from Mark Allen. A very aggressive safety shot, opening the reds up. You know, nice cue ball. Not tight in the baulk cushion, but very close. Putting real pressure on this return from Joe Perry. A wry nod of the head from Joe. He's in trouble here.
Most double kisses when you're playing safe don't work out handily. That most certainly is not. Allen already in scoring mode. Back at the business end of the table.
One. Four. Five.
Play this cue ball into an area here. Give him a chance of 3, maybe even 4 reds. 2 to right corner, 1 to left corner. Also the 1 to left middle next to the blue. Yeah, that's the area the cue ball's gone into.
8.
Just a little bit short, so it'll probably be the last of those reds that I mentioned, the 1 into the left middle. And we'll be able to brush the cue ball off the blue to leave the blue into the same pocket. And decided to not risk that.
9.
Up for the baulk colour. Can play a similar shot of the brown of 2 cushions. Take the cue ball into a similar sort of area. Has he got the pace right this time? Again, it's just pulled up short.
30.
No red to left middle. Coming to the rescue this time.
Yeah, that's 6 pots for 13 points. An awful lot of work for, as yet, a small reward.
Mark Allen. 30.
It wasn't on, it had to be made, and when that's the case, there is always the danger of inaccuracy.
1. Five. Six.
Could decide to play a cannon of 2 cushions here, should he wish. I decided to just play off 1. I'm option to go off 2 cushions and play a little cannon on the red and black. The red is closest to the black. Try and bring that
11.
into play. Maybe able to play for the black to the same pocket after this shot. And now this
12.
is opening up nicely into a frame winning opportunity for Joe Perry. But as I always say,
Joe Perry 12.
missing blacks off a spot at this level is unforgivable. Just took his eye off the pot, concentrating on the cannon.
Trickier than you might imagine, this kind of shot, especially employing the rest.
One.
Wow, that was beautiful. Just to land with that angle on the pink there. Absolutely perfect. The frame at his mercy now. The way
7.
he's scoring, you'd be absolutely shocked and stunned if he didn't win the frame at this visit.
8.
Everything's there.
Forty.
You've done it, Stephen, on a number of occasions, but to retain, successfully defend a world ranking title is a real feather in the cap. Especially on home soil, as this Antrim boy did in Belfast. But he's also won
21.
another world ranking event 2 years in succession, the World Open in China.
22.
Well, he's stopped in his tracks there because he's just held the cue ball a little bit too much. I don't expect him to miss the pink. He's got more angle on this than he planned. Yeah, it was a fantastic achievement to retain that Northern Ireland Open.
28.
You say to have all the expectation, all the support on your shoulders,
29.
to just focus on what you're there to do, win the tournament 2 years in a row is It's a fabulous achievement. He's very, very ambitious, Mark Allen. He wants to get to the very top of the game. He wants to win the biggest tournaments.
35. $36.
Ooh, wanted just a little bounce there off the top
40.
cushion.
$44.
That red was frame ball. The blue just makes sure, and this red will certainly
49.
stop Joe Perry having any thoughts of coming back to the table.
50.
You've seen Joe Perry in his chair there. It's another frame that, okay, Mark Allen's completely dominated it, but it's a frame that
57.
Joe Perry had a chance in. I'm saying these best of sevens, you got to take your chances.
Mark Allen, 57. And the
Yes,
frame.
and you have to pot blacks off the spot. When you miss them, you can expect the consequences. The consequence of this, Allen leads 2-1.